Your carrier contract is about to become optional within 18 months. I've been staring at one sentence in SpaceX's public offering filing for 3 days, and I genuinely can't stop thinking about it. The sentence positions Starlink Mobile as a wireless carrier replacement, not backup, not rural coverage, not the "we can't get fiber" option. Replacement. Securities lawyers charged by the hour put that specific word in a legal filing. That's not marketing. That's a commitment. And it connects to something I covered in my episode on tomorrow.io, the orbital data layer nobody's pricing. Same pattern. Companies building permanent infrastructure in LEO, while everyone assumes the real business stays on the ground. 50 million subscribers. That's Starlink's current base. Everyone read this as the ceiling. Satellite internet for the underserved. Nice business. Respectable. But here's what nobody covered in the revenue projection section. The constellation economics don't close at 50 million standard users. They close at 50 million plus mobile subscribers paying carrier replacement rates. The standard service was never the business. It was the bootstrap. Let that land for a second. 5 years of launches, thousands of satellites, billions in capital expenditure, all building toward a product that doesn't exist yet. Gwynne Shotwell said something last quarter that everyone missed. She called Starlink Mobile the product that makes the constellation self-sustaining. Not residential, not maritime, mobile. The thing that isn't shipping yet is the one they built the entire economics around. Think of this like orbital mechanics applied to business models. A satellite in the wrong orbit burns fuel constantly. A satellite in the right orbit stays there forever with near-zero maintenance. SpaceX didn't launch into the wrong orbit and correct. They built for mobile from day one. Standard Starlink was the fuel to get there. Now, T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, $400 billion in 5G infrastructure. Decades of spectrum, enterprise contracts, tower density. You don't replace that with satellites. Except sub-30 millisecond latency. That's what the prospectus specifies. That's not satellite internet latency. That's fiber latency. From orbit. And if you hit fiber latency without towers, every tower becomes a cost center. Every zoning permit, every union crew, every municipal approval. Overhead your orbital competitor doesn't carry. This is going to sound harsh, but I think the tower REITs are the most vulnerable companies in American infrastructure right now. American Tower, Crown Castle, SBA Communications. Their entire valuation assumes carriers need physical infrastructure everywhere. If mobile crosses what I'm calling the constellation threshold, those towers don't disappear, but they stop being irreplaceable. And irreplaceable is what the multiple is built on. If you're the person reviewing infrastructure contracts right now, the question isn't whether Starlink Mobile works. The filing data says it will. The question is, does your architecture assume terrestrial connectivity as a permanent layer? Because that assumption just got a filing date. Here's what I'm watching for. 30 milliseconds at scale. Millions of simultaneous connections. SpaceX has that data from 5 years of deployment. They haven't published it yet. But here's my read. If the number was bad, the filing wouldn't use the word replacement. You don't invite a securities lawsuit over a spec you can't hit. What I do know, within 18 months, carriers will be forced to publish Starlink competitive pricing. Not because they believe satellite wins, because their enterprise customers will demand the comparison in a spreadsheet. Once that comparison exists, the monopoly becomes an option, and options get shopped. That's the stack. We find what's hidden in the architecture.